Welcome y'all to another episode of Needs to Be Studied podcast. It's your boy Billy the Bad Guy, and today I have a Kinkster with me on the couch, all the way from Maryland. You know, I got a family in Maryland. Actually, my family's from Maryland.
Where?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, my great grandmother was born in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
My great grandfather was born in Maryland. Actually, we have family reunions in Baltimore.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. When you come through, definitely let me know.
So what you call it? I'm a Marylandster?
Baltimorean.
Baltimorean?
Yeah.
Gang, big bolts. We have Master Radiant on the pod today. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right, well,
really good. Thank you.
This is how we met. We met at a play party.
Yes.
I saw him flogging. Then I saw him fucking. And then outside, he knew who I was. And I said, what the fuck? And then he came to the live show.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the stage flogging. We went to the after party flogging.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, one of my friends your flogs got one of my friends in trouble.
Really?
Because they was flogging somebody else with your flogs.
Oh.
And their partner didn't like that. It wasn't a good look.
I think I remember that.
You saw it in the moment? Because I didn't hear about it till the next day.
I think so. It got snatched out of their hand. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a
lot of, from the live show to the after party, it was a lot of flogging, ass shaking, booty juices everywhere.
You know?
Booty rocking everywhere.
That's how I like it.
Yeah. You know what? I think I like booty too.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be a right proportion of booty.
Listen. I was just talking to somebody recently at the last party I was working. Like, there's a type of person that I like, physically in terms of like attraction.
Uh-huh.
But like that is not necessarily the same body type I like for kink, for impact, for flogging. If you got a big old ass, that's perfect. It's like a canvas.
When did you get into kink? Like, who introduced it to you? What do you love about it? Tell us all about that.
Absolutely. So, it was one of those things where I feel like I was looking from the outside looking in for a long time. It was just like, that stuff looks really cool, really interesting. But I was in a long-term monogamous relationship. I still am, but it's not monogamous anymore. But I was in a relationship where that just wasn't really like what we were doing. And I'm very much like, I'm going to do what I say I want to do. So if I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, right? So
what's your song?
Scorpio. My birthday's tomorrow, actually.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Gang.
Hey.
One time for the birthday, nigga.
Hey.
Two time for the birthday, nigga. I can say sexy. One time for the birthday, nigga.
Yeah.
Two time for the birthday, nigga.
What?
I get gay and gay every week on the show. I hate it.
Okay. Live your truth.
Okay. Oh, you had a play party birthday weekend. You were nasty.
Yeah, it was a wild one.
Okay.
It was a wild one for sure.
So who introduced it to you?
Yeah, so one of my best friends, she was already in the lifestyle, like doing her thing for a while. And when I first, opened my relationship, it was just like I didn't really know, because me and my wife, we've been together for like 15 years, right? So it's like I didn't really know what I was into outside of her, right? Like I had no game footage.
Did you feel like your sex life was boring?
I wouldn't say it was boring, but I would say that it was very routine. It was very routine. And it was just like, and I'm very much like, I'm an extrovert. I like talking to people. I like, getting to know people, just, sharing energies, all that sort of stuff. I've always liked doing that. So
energies and fluids. Hell.
Hey, no fluids, but energies for sure.
I'll take the fluids.
Hey, there you go. But yeah, so one of my homegirls, I didn't know what I was doing, and she was like took me under her wing and started bringing me to parties, and she brought me to kink parties first because.
Did you tell your wife you was going to these kink parties?
Yeah, for sure. It was very much it was like a year and a half of like therapy and conversations and stuff before we actually like physically opened the relationship up. It was a process, a lot of reading, a lot of crying, it was a lot of.
So it was originally your idea to open a relationship.
Yes, but she agreed pretty quickly, but we just had to find out where we stood.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people don't do the work initially to actually figure out what you want out of an open relationship, right? Because if you just both out here thinking you're on the same page, that's when stuff gets messed up, for the most part.
So when you say open relationship, what are the boundaries and what are your rules to your open relationship?
Yeah, so the boundaries really are, so the way we do our boundaries are they're based on ourself, right? We don't do rules in terms of like, you can't do this. You could, like, so for example, she can't tell me like if I can't have sex with somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she can say that she doesn't want to have sex with somebody who is having unprotected sex.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's her boundary, is that she doesn't want to have unprotected sex with somebody who's having unprotected sex with other people.
Okay.
I acknowledge her boundary and I either respect it and don't and wear a condom out in the world, or I don't and I say, hey, I don't want to have sex with you anymore because I'd rather have sex, out in the streets without a condom. I'm very much a condom person. This is just an example, but that's kind of how we present it. So there's very few rules to how we do things. We both agreed to not bringing people to the house. Like, that's a sacred space.
Fucking them.
Yeah. That's a sacred space. So just kind of hold the house front as a boundary.
Do y'all come back and like talk about your situations from outside?
Yeah, not in so much detail. Like, it's not like I'm not going to explain exactly how I did or what I did, but I'll explain, the general vibe of what's going on. And if she wants more questions, she'll ask them.
Okay. And are you open to hearing like her experiences with other men?
It's actually funny. It's like, I am open to hear it, but she is much less open to saying it than I am to hearing it.
And did you find like once you opened the relationship, it made your relationship stronger, better?
I think so.
Really? How so?
Yeah. Because I think that like we were able to kind of put down a lot of the pretense, right? There was, when you're in a monogamous relationship, there's this kind of like idea that's like, oh, just because we're together now, I don't find anybody else attractive. I can't, have, female friends. I can't be at the bar past this certain time, because there's these like kind of undefined rules that you like feel like you have to follow because society told you to. But now that we've had the real hard conversations, like I said, that year and a half of like, figuring things out and all that sort of stuff like that, we had those real conversations. There's not really much more to trip about. Like, we've already had these conversations. We don't really need to, we do rehash from time to time, but like it's already settled.
So when you open a relationship, y'all just going outside, sleep with other people, or you have like other boyfriends and other girlfriends outside the relationship?
Yeah, she has a boyfriend that she deals with on a regular basis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's cool.
She's allowed to go on trips with the nigga?
She has, yeah. She's gone on a couple.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's a cool dude. Like,
You met him?
Oh, I've met him. Yeah, he's cool. He's a good guy.
He comes to the Thanksgiving dinner?
Not Thanksgiving, but he's been to her birthday. He's been to like,
and you've been there for the birthdays too?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not there yet.
And I think there was friction at first because, it was just new. Like, like we've been together for 15 years. So like there's a, when you've been with somebody so long, there's kind of like a puzzle piece sort of thing where you get into places like a magnet. You just lock in and I know exactly how to move with her. She knows exactly how to move with me. We don't even need to talk. We're just shifting, moving, doing what we need to do. But then like with another person, it's like that adds a new aspect to the conversation, right? Like, I don't want to be out here like big dogging, like, oh, this is my wife, like, get out of here type shit. But I also, that is my wife. So I'm going to like still have like, like a relationship and be intimate.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is there a rule or a boundary to where if, let's say, hypothetically, he ends up getting her pregnant?
Yeah.
Is she allowed to keep it?
She would never. I mean, she's very adamant about not having kids. We are both very adamant about not having kids. So,
well, let's say hypothetically, she's like, "Yo, I think I want to keep it." Would you feel away?
Oh, for sure, because now, even if it's not quote unquote my kid, I'm still gonna be like in this kid's life. Like, you know, no matter what, you know, like our families are intertwined. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where no matter what, we're going to be together. But like I said, this is a far hypothetical that you know.
Okay, last question before we get in the rest of the show.
You good?
How does your not parents, how does your family, because you know, sometimes your outside family like kind of not judge but don't understand it.
Yeah.
How did you let them know, like, hey, this is what we're doing? Like, hey, this is my wife. She has another boyfriend. Like, how does that conversation go?
So it really was like, honestly, I think I get kind of lucky because I'm a guy. Because at the end of the day, you know, really, because the conversation started more so with like, you know, oh, I'm, you know, I whoop ass, you know, I flog, you know, this is like what I do. And the first question is, does your wife know? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, well, then do your thing. Like, I feel like as a dude, it's like, you know, guys don't really care what you got going on as long as you're not being messy or, you know, whatever. I feel as though my wife gets a lot more questions from other people because women are like not supposed to, you know, be okay with stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, So people don't really trip on me.
Damn. Well, we're gonna get into the rest of the show, and the next segment is chemistry class.
Okay.
And actually, we spoke a little bit about it briefly. We're going to talk about how kink deepens intimacy and trust. And my question to you is, when did you first realize kink could be emotional and not just physical?
That's a great question. I think I was, when I did my first scene, it was one of those things where, like, you know, I'm a relatively big guy, right? So like a lot of times, and most of my scenes are with Black women. So a lot of times, you know, when we do these scenes, especially when I was first starting, you know, nobody wants to be the first one to get their ass whooped, right? Like nobody wants to be the one to find out that this guy doesn't know what he's doing and now you're hurt and whatever the case may be, right? So I had a scene partner who came in and was just like, hey, you know, like, I trust you to like do a good job and whatever the case may be. And we did the scene and like I could literally feel the energy in the room. Like you could hear a pin drop. Like it was one of those things where like everyone stopped, everyone was watching, and it became so much more intimate than just the two of us. It became like, in a weird way, like a group thing versus just the two of us. And it was like, wow, this has power. This is power to like to arrest people's attention, you know?
I noticed that people call like I would have called it, I never knew we called it scenes. I'm just like, oh, we had sex, you know? But it's like, is a scene really sex or is just a scene?
So a scene can be sex, but it can also not be sex. I would say the vast majority of my scenes are not sex, right?
Right.
So like, you know, for example, at this play party, I probably had maybe like 10, 15 scenes throughout the night, and I didn't have sex with anybody. Like, you know, it's one has really nothing to do with the other. It's like, it's all about the negotiation and what you want out of a scene.
And how do you negotiate a scene?
So yeah, great question. So I always started, so it depends on what the goal is, right? If we're doing like pickup play, which is just like I meet you and we're going to negotiate a scene. Yeah.
What that mean?
So that basically means that I met you. So let's say you and me, we don't know each other. We meet at a play party. I'm just like, hey, I'm Radiant. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. We start negotiating a scene. That is pickup play. We don't know each other and we're going to pick up and play. You know what I'm saying? So the way I start a scene is I start with a consent conversation, right? So I explain that green means everything's good to go. If anything, go harder. Yellow means ease up, slow down, or switch tools. And red means hard stop. So if you say red, the whole scene's over.
Oh, yeah, I know about that. I told King Noir, red, that nigga stop. I meant to say yellow.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good
but that nigga's, he went hard stop. He even cut the music off.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, that's my song.
Yeah.
You cut that shit off too?
Yeah.
But okay, so yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta respect it though, you know.
No, I did respect it. I did respect it. So let's talk about, so when you...
Well, can I add one more thing in too? So Another thing I do, and you know, this is something for all the tops and doms out there, is I ask the person what the vibe of the scene that you're trying to look for is, right? And you know, you get answers, you know, you never expect. Sometimes you hear sensual, you hear scary, you hear playful, you hear dominating, you hear authoritative, you hear these words, and now you have a sense for that we're both on the same page and what the kind of scene we're looking for.
You know, something that I learned not too long ago and I find that works is when you tell your partner how you want to be fucked ahead of time. So you be like, yo, I want you to fuck me like a slut tonight. Or I can't wait to make love to you tonight. This way they can know how to fuck you, because I never did that before. So it was just like, you just fucking just to fuck.
That's negotiation.
But now we negotiate with our partners too.
Yeah, exactly. It's negotiation. Negotiation doesn't have to be so formal. It can be sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't like the word negotiation. It sounds like we doing a contract.
Yeah. Like it could be a lot more sexy. Like, oh, when you get home, I'm gonna be wearing this one thing that I know you like, and you're gonna, you know, I'm gonna let you have your way with me, or like, or vice versa. Like, you're setting the tone. You're making sure you're both on the same page of what this is looking for. We're not looking for dinner and a movie. We're looking for raw, real, like this is passionate, immediate kind of thing. Yeah. And as long as you're on the same page, that's exactly where you want to be.
Do you bring scenes to your personal life?
That's a great question. I definitely bring aspects of them. I am a lot more blunt now than I was maybe before. Like I think before, when I was younger, I kind of talked around stuff.
Okay.
So maybe if you wanted to, I don't know, if you like, you know, like kind of like doing all that sort of stuff. And now it's like, hey, would you want to have a sexual connection? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, all good. You know, keep it moving. But if the answer is yes, then yeah, we could talk about what that looks like, blah, blah, blah. But like back in the day, I would have been just kind of, the 30, 45 minutes of just, you know, shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And neither of us have gone anywhere kind of thing. So
have you ever been surprised by the connection that you built with somebody through kink?
Yeah. I mean, every scene is unique, but like
sorry.
Every scene is unique, but like but there are definitely times, like, you know, last night I did a scene. I'm not going to put the young lady's information out or anything like that, but like I did a scene and it was pickup play. I'd never met her before, but it ended up turning into a really, really beautiful scene. It was like, you know, we were just on the same page, you know, like from the time that we finished the consent and we got into it, it was just like, oh, this is just flowing. It's feeling good. It was just like, we were just on the same page the whole time. So it was, you meet those people so often where you just click, and it's just like, I'm checking in, but I can check in with your body. I don't even need to like use words in the same way that I usually like, hey, how you doing? You feeling good?
Yeah.
Like, it felt right. And yeah.
I do believe kink builds a different kind of trust in your relationship, or builds definitely different type of intimacy. Because once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. A very long time ago. And I'm admitting it. But I wouldn't have done so much kinky shit with people in the past. I mean, that's probably a lot. I would probably do the bare minimum of kinky shit. But when I'm like in love or invested in this relationship, or you make me feel safe and you make me feel like vulnerable, I'm willing to submit all the way.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm learning now with the person that I'm seeing. It's like, if that nigga said he went to try scat play, fuck it, we're trying it. Will I come on the podcast and talk about it? Fuck no. But Wolfie's over here shaking his head and I can see him. But here's the thing. There's gonna be some negotiations. Nigga put a paper towel on my chest and fucking do it. But I would say it's like, I'm the kind of person that's gonna do it just to do it and say, fuck it, let's because I'm doing it with you. You create that space for me to want to try almost anything with you, because I don't feel like you will harm me in this situation.
Yes.
I'll probably say no to breath play, because I feel like God gives you breath and you shouldn't play with a lot of things. Like I don't even jump off a yacht in the fucking ocean, because I feel like God don't want you playing with water. If he want me to play with water, I would have been a mermaid. Do you feel me? So certain situations I don't play with. I'm not here to make me lose my breath. And maybe I'll drag with the scat play. However, there's things that if my partner's willing to try and I feel safe enough and secure in myself in a relationship, I would try. Like, we even spoke about like, oh, like, would you be open to open relationship? And I was like, fuck no. But we said, okay, would you bring somebody in the bedroom? And we was like, we both agreed, like, yes, but no time soon. It has to be years down the line.
I was just about to say, that's one of the hardest people. It's always interesting because you hear people, and I had the same thought process too. So I'm not trying to like, talk crazy about people, but like who are in long-term relationships, and you just spice it up. You think to yourself, oh yeah, let's like, get a third. Let's, find another person. That is the most complicated dynamic you could possibly set up, because now what happens when this person is doing a quote unquote better job than you? What happens when you're seeing your person liking it too much? Let's say you finish early and the other one is still going. There's so much to think about, and there's so many ways to get hurt in that spot. They always say like, a threesome or like, a triple relationship and like is like PhD level, because that's like the hardest thing to pull off when everybody is like, dealing with each other in a real way.
I'm not gonna lie, you got one wrong way to moan.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, especially when you're so vulnerable in that moment, it's like it's hard to be. And what
you need to fuck someone else for? You want to fuck other people? I could be a Jamaican.
There you go.
I could be an Asian. Watch out, check out my power.
I see the dress coming out the hat already.
I could be Spanish. Come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's go. Let's get the characters in the bedroom. I could be anybody that you want. I'll turn around and flip around and be someone else. So yeah, did I say later down the line? Okay, maybe, but maybe not. Like I will kill somebody. Yeah, I'm not all the way there yet. What does trust look like for you during sex?
A big thing for me is that I trust that you will let me know if something is wrong, right? Because I'm very much a top and very much a dom. Like that's like how I like operate. And we're going to talk about like we're going to have a negotiation, but I'm going to lead this process. And if I'm going too hard, I want you to let me know so I can adjust. It's like if you're just letting me do whatever I want to do, then ultimately I'm not really doing what I want to do, because I want to do what makes you happy. I want to make this a pleasurable experience for you. And if you're, grinding your teeth and bearing whatever I'm putting you through, like that's not sexy to me. For me personally. Some other people like that sort of shit, but
do you like a loud Mona? Or
I guess it depends on where we are. If it's like if we're in like
the
seclusion,
church, you don't want to do that in the church.
Yeah, if we're in seclusion, then sure. But like if we're around a bunch of people, it's gotta feel real to me. Like if it sounds like like a porn, like this is clearly fake kind of vibe, like that's gonna turn me off.
Yeah. Wolf, do you like a loud moaner? I'm good. He's good off that. What makes you feel safe in scene once the scene is over?
What makes me feel safe is I love a good conversation afterwards. Best case scenario, I'll ask the person, name 3 things that you really loved about this scene and 3 things that you wish could have been different. Because I'm always looking to improve in general, but like especially if it's a pickup play and I, potentially I'm going to do scenes with this person again in the future. I want to like learn where they're at, right? Should I have checked in more? Was my check-ins annoying? Was I doing too many of them? Was I going a little too hard at the end? Whatever, right? Like I want to like get that feedback so I can, apply it to the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something I saw online, it says the top 5 reasons kink deepens intimacy and trust. The first one is you have to communicate for real this time. Kink forces you to talk before anything happens. You can't just go with the flow. You got to say what you want, what you don't, what turns you on, and what scares you. The level of honesty builds emotional intimacy fast. It's not small talk, it's soul talk. Ooh. Before the clothes come off, the mask comes off. The second one is consent. Become sexy. In kink, consent isn't just a checklist. It's part of foreplay. Every yes, more, or stop builds trust in real time. When both people feel safe to speak up, you create a space where vulnerability isn't scary, it's just rewarded. Vulnerability is the real turn on. Whether you're the dom or the sub, you're showing a side of yourself most people never see. That is so true. You need for control or your desire to surrender. That kind of emotional nakedness connects you deeper than any position ever could. Clock it. Trust is the foundation, not the bonus. You literally can't play without trust. If your partner says, I got you, and they mean it, it changes everything. The safety lets you explore edges, experiment, and push limits without fear. And the last one is aftercare turns passion into partnership. When the scene ends, kink doesn't stop, it softens. Cuddles, check-in, affirmations, that's where emotional glue forms. Aftercare teaches people how to nurture and how to be gentle after being wild.
That was beautiful. Honestly, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
What do you think vanilla couples can learn from kinky couples?
I think the biggest thing is, like you said, communication. I think, there's a lot of fear of judgment, right? Like, I'm very lucky that how I present and how I live in the kink space are very similar, right? Like, I'm a cis man, I'm a dom top, right? Like those things, historically have gone together in a way where like people aren't really looking at me crazy in the streets for being like a dom, right?
Yeah.
But then you have other people who like, are, same size, same weight or whatever, and they're subs, they do pet play and they're the pet, right? They're getting choked out, whatever, right? Like, and there's a level of fear of being judged as lesser than, or there being a problem with you in some sort of way because you're not, quote unquote, like being a real man, or like, this woman is being too aggressive or whatever, right? Like, and I think that like having that consent conversation and being able to establish boundaries early is a really, really good way to explore within that space.
What's the biggest mistake people make when trying to explore kink with their partner for the first time?
Trying to surprise them with it. Like I think I keep saying it, but it's like the conversation is the key. I think a lot of times, like what we were talking about before is like, when you come home, I'm gonna wear that sexy thing that you like, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people just, you open the door and they're just, butt naked in that one apron or whatever. I don't know, like whatever the thing is.
Oh, yes.
And it's like the person who walked in the door, they could have just got yelled at by their boss.
Yeah.
They could have, just got, some kids sneezing their face on the train. Like you have no idea where they
I'm
just
so
walked
happy
in
you
from.
said that because that's always been something I wanted to do, just automatically be naked when my partner comes home. And it's just like, you're right, you're catching them off guard. I never thought about that. That's me being selfish in my mind.
Yeah.
So, but listen, my favorite text is when a nigga's at brunch or the nigga's drunk and they text me, make sure that hole is ready. Woo! It's a love language for me. I love it. I love it.
But that's the thing. You're setting that's communication. You're setting that tone. You're setting, exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And you're ready for that. Like, having sex without prep, it's a
disaster. What's a recipe for disaster?
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
unless you like chocolate pudding.
There you go.
So we're gonna go to our extracurricular activities, which is our sex segment, and we're gonna just run through some vocabulary words real quick before I get to what I really want the meat and potato of the show.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is fidgeting. Fidgeting. Do you know what that is?
Fidgeting.
Fidgeting. Is someone saying that right? Figging.
Fidgeting. I think I know what
The
figgy
New York
is.
City school system is not what I thought it was. They don't even teach the kids how to make script anymore. And when I had a spelling test, this was not on my spelling test.
You good? You
What
good.
do you think it is?
I think it means putting like a pepper in your ass, right?
Close. It's inserting a peeled piece of ginger root into the anus or vagina for a burning, tingling sensation. Wow. It's an old school punishment turned erotic.
Yeah, I saw it on like a website. Someone said
Wow.
like they were going to do that like as like a threat, and I was like, what the hell is that? So I looked it up, and it was just like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I never did it.
This one I knew. Splooshing. Splashing.
Splooshing.
This one I know.
I'd be guessing, but I would think it just means like coming on someone's face.
No. This is a sexual arousal from messy substance like whipped cream, chocolate, cake. Basically food fight foreplay.
Yeah, like real messy. Okay.
Yeah, that I could get into. You know, I mean, I had somebody scoop Baskin Robbins in my ass and eat it out my ass before. You know,
old as hell. Okay.
Yeah, but he did it. You know, it was vanilla, but you know. And I knew it was vanilla because if you saw a chocolate, that wasn't a flavor that was kind of scooped in my ass. But a time was had. A time was had. Ooh, this one's crazy. Needle play.
Yeah, so that's very much what it sounds like, where you're using like needles and syringes and all sorts of other kind of things to like actually puncture the skin. And, you know, create designs or whatever the case may be.
I'm not gonna hold you. Some of these kinks are ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you know, teach their own.
Like we don't kink shame, but I'm shaming this one.
I hear you, but
needles.
So, but I think so. It's actually funny that you say that because, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I was in the military. So it's one of those things where you're constantly getting blood taken. You're constantly getting shots for, you know, the new flu vaccine or whatever. You're just constantly getting needles, right? And so like my whole life, I'm very veiny. Like my veins stick out a lot. So like I would go to doctors and these and these nurses would come up to me like licking their lips, like, "Oh, you got nice veins." I'm like, okay, but I feel like they all low key just into that needle play. Like, you know, they don't say it. But you know, a person who takes blood for a living was like, you pick that very specific.
You know who might like that? People that like the Dr. Pimple popper video. Okay.
You know?
Okay. And this last one is abrasion play.
Abrasion play. I would imagine it means that you're taking like sandpaper or something else like tough and kind of rubbing it.
Yes. And rope burn, rug burns, brushes. Wow. So what's a kink that you're into and a kink that you're willing to explore next?
Oh, something that I haven't explored that I want to explore. That's a great question. That is a great question. I think getting more into Fireplay is, you know, kind of where I like, because right now I do fire flogging, I do fire wands. But there's a lot more out there. There's fire canes. There's like fire fans. There's so many other kind of like fire tools that I've never used that I would love to get more into as time goes on.
That needs to be studied. And this is Fireplay 101. And how the hell does that even work? Okay.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Fireplay. Where do I start? What is Fireplay?
Fireplay. So basically it's the art and kink of playing with open flame, right? So, you know, like you ever when you were a kid, like take like a toilet paper roll, light it on fire, and like throw it in the sink real quick just to like.
No.
All right. Okay. No. Okay. Fair.
Well,
okay.
you know.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Very specifically me. All right.
Okay.
I'll take that. But like basically it's like, you know, the fascination of fire, right? Like, and you know, it's very, very primitive, right? we as humans been sitting around looking at fires for, thousands of years, right? Like, literally you go camping, you light a fire and you just sit around and just look at the fire.
Right.
Oh, isn't that so beautiful? Like, it's a thing that like I think people like in general, right? So it's really just about controlling the fire in a way that is fun, but you're not going to hurt yourself for, without getting too much into the safety of it all. But like, it's really just controlling fire and playing with that temperature and playing with.
Now, what made you say, I'm going to wake up one day and play with fire?
Well, apparently I've been doing it for a long time. So like I was the kid who was
the only thing I've done and I got in trouble for as a kid was, back in the day we used to have the matchbook.
Yeah.
So I used to like flicking the match and throwing it on the carpet. And I had no idea that I could catch the house on fire. I just like doing it.
Oh, you're just doing stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and so one day my mother was like, why is all these matches sticks on the thing? And she's like, you throwing matches on the floor? I'm like, no. So one day I think she caught me. Are they fucking or fighting upstairs? Or moving?
Hey.
Yeah, you're right. So what was your first fire scene?
My first fire scene. So
and how did you even prepare for that?
Yeah. So the first fire scene I was a part of, I was the bottom. So my policy in general with all my tools, all my kinks in general is I need to have it done to me first so I can have a level of empathy and it be an understanding of what's going on before I do it to somebody else, right? So like I'm very firm on that being like a thing that any good dom or top should be doing. So I went to this kink club in Baltimore Playhouse, and they have this thing where it's called Kink 101, and basically they just have people, professionals in the game who like have stations set up. So it's like there's a flogging station, there's a needle play station, there's a fire station, there's a wax station, like, and you can just go from spot to spot and just try some electro play, whatever, like rope. You can try that stuff out and just see if
you do candle play too.
I do. I don't do it very often, just because like you have to put like a tarp down. You have to like there's a lot of setup for that.
You do electric play?
Not really. It's not my thing. I don't really like the feeling of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
What, an Static Shock?
What I'm saying? It's like, but people love it. People love it. I saw somebody last night fully come just by getting electrocuted. It was wild.
And here I am trying to plug in something in the outlet, and I watch that shit spark, and I jump back.
I'm saying, it was wild. I was like, I was missing myself. I'm like trying to focus. I'm like, I can't lose too much focus right now. But it's like, she's moaning, writhing. I'm like, whoa,
what?
Just.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was wild.
Okay, so was there ever a moment you was like, nah, this is too much, like when it comes to Fireplay?
Not really. So one of the things, like, I was in the Navy for a long time, and one thing about the Navy is like we do fire training like 40% of our day. So we're constantly learning fire safety and stuff like that. So like I feel very like, even for when I was doing Fireplay yesterday, it was like I had
the smoke alarm didn't go off.
No, I know what I'm doing, but like, I have my floggers, I have my water bucket, I have my fire safety, I have my wool blanket.
Can you do Fireplay right now?
I don't have my stuff with me.
You firefighter?
I mean, but this is actually a pretty good spot for it. The high ceilings is really the main thing that you're looking for when it comes to Fireplay, because fire burns up. It doesn't really burn down like that. Unless it collapses, but that's different. That's structural.
So when it comes to what are the what's the feeling a person's feeling from the Fireplay? Like, it doesn't burn at all?
I mean, it depends on what kind of scene you're looking for, right? Because like I said before, if you're trying to be like sensual, I'm gonna be going over your skin like very quickly, very like I'm gonna take it and blow it, and then you're gonna feel that like that flamethrower kind of like feeling over your body as I'm like using it. But if you want it to be like scary, then I might leave it on for a little bit and you're jumping, and that's part of the play, right? So it depends. There's I always say it's getting the tone of a scene right between the two people is the most important part. Because if I'm out here thinking that we're playing, Game of Thrones and you think we're playing Looney Tunes, those are two very different worlds. And if we're not aligned, then, you're out here giggling on the table thinking that you're playing around. And I'm like, oh, you won't play with me. Like, very different. If you want that, that's perfect. But if you don't want that, now we're having a weird conversation.
Has anybody ever asked you for the
not with fire, no. I've had people say they want to go really hard with impact, but not with fire specifically. People have a healthy respect for fire in general.
Yeah, well, I hope so. You saw the fire did to Michael Jackson on that Pepsi commercial.
You know.
The hell?
See, and that's why I give them fire hoods. So I give the firefighter style, like where only your face is showing and your hair is all tucked up in the hood to make sure that your hair and everything else is protected.
Wolf, you was into Fireplay one time, right? Oh, yes, you were, motherfucker. So how do you prep a session for Fireplay? And also, can I do Fireplay? Can I put
Yeah, I mean anyone can do it. It's really just a matter. Yeah, that was just about. It's really just a matter of make sure you put the work in to know what you're doing before you do it, right? So the first things first is you always want to make sure you have your safety stuff set up correctly. Like for example, yesterday when I was doing my scene, I have me with my fire floggers, both hands full. I have a bucket of water. So first things first, if something goes wrong, I can drop my floggers into the bucket of water, not have to worry about them catching something else on fire while I'm trying to help out with the person, right? Bucket of water immediately. My sub, she's holding the fire blanket. If something goes wrong, we can just smother the person, put the fire out immediately. And if the fire is gone further than that, we've already established where all the CO2 in the building is. I know exactly where the fire extinguishers are. We're not fumbling. I use a 1, 2, 3 system where it's like 1 is use the blanket, 2 is use like a bucket of water and like douse them with it, and 3 is CO2, because once you pull CO2, is like you have to call a fire department. It's a whole thing that you have to do once you pull CO2. But
CO2 is a fire extinguisher?
Yeah.
So every time you use a fire extinguisher, you're supposed to call the fire department?
Yeah.
My grandmother, she never called the fire. Yo, grandma, this is not funny, but it's funny. So I guess the stove caught on fire because she was not like paying attention, right? So she pulled the fire extinguisher and it sprayed out and it backed her out. It's like she flew across the room. She said, "Wow!" Her old ass.
This is
so why are you supposed to like call the fire department every time you use the fire extinguisher?
So anytime that you deploy CO2, that CO2 cartridge needs to now be recalibrated. So once it's like a soda. Once you crack the seal, now you're potentially like leaking that CO2. So let's say, in a year later, you're trying to use that same thing. There might not be anything in it because it's been slow leaking this whole time because you pulled it, last year, but you never actually took it back to the fire department, actually got it checked out and stuff.
Now, if I wanted to be kinky and say, if I wanted to go home to my man tonight and be like, I want to try Fireplay, what's a first level step I could try Fireplay?
Yeah, absolutely. So a great way is using fire wands. So that basically means that you have like a wooden, not necessarily wooden, but like a holder, a handle of some kind, and then a metal, wire essentially, and a Kevlar coated cotton wick right at the top. You dip that in alcohol, use 70% alcohol, no higher than that when you're dealing with a stagnant fire. The higher the percentage of the alcohol, the hotter it is. So you want to make sure you're keeping it relatively low when you're doing stuff like this. So you get a fire wand, you dump it in, you make sure you have a fire blanket, safety, all the stuff that I was just mentioning. And a good way to do it at first is use it on yourself so you know how hot it is, you know what you're feeling, so that when you're putting on the other person, you're not like, you're not being a baby. It's like, no, we're both know what this feels like. That's first. Another good one is like if you take it and blow on it and then let that heat come off and like, you know, radiate over the person, just kind of like a flamethrower sort of thing of just letting the thing go through. Another easy one from the beginning is when you touch it yourself and then take it and put it on their body. So now your hands are warm, right? Your hands are hot and you're putting on the person's body. So you're not putting flame to their literal flesh, but you're doing it to yourself first, warming yourself up. You're taking as much as you can take, then you're putting it straight to your partner. So now you're transferring that heat versus directly putting it on.
I thought she was gonna say something like get a lighter and just go like this over their skin.
Oh no. I mean, I guess you could, but like, yeah, I guess you could. But
so how can an average person, like, let's say I went to do Fireplay and I don't trust my partner to do it, but he gives me a pass to get it done from someone else. Where do I go?
I mean, any kink club will almost guarantee to have somebody willing to do fire. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Any kink club will almost guarantee to have somebody doing fire. It's a pretty normal.
You didn't do Fireplay at the one I saw you at.
That's a lot of stuff to carry. I'm coming from Baltimore.
Okay. Well, I would love
already
to
heavy.
see Fireplay in person. Before you go, give a tip to the audience, the listeners and watchers, on a small kink that they could try with their partner that will help spice up their relationship.
A good, relatively easy
one. Try to target the vanillas.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think a good, relatively easy one for vanilla is Primal Play.
Who?
Right. So
I got Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Right. So follow me here. So basically, it's the idea that you are like animalistic while you're having sex. Is like we're growling at each other, we're biting, we're scratching. You know what I'm saying? It's just like. You just get into that nitty gritty, that raw, like, you know, like I'm hunting you, you know, kind of like energy. And it's like, assuming you're in a healthy relationship already, there's already a physical connection. It's really just, you don't need any equipment. You don't need any extra stuff. You don't need to buy floggers. You don't need to do any of that stuff. All you need to do is change the mentality that you're walking into this with.
So like, I could literally be like, roof, roof, roof.
Yeah. Or I'm going to bite you. Or you can like, you know, bite their shoulder or something like that. Or like, you know, or, you know, move them really aggressively from one place to the other. Like, just like, you're just using whatever's coming to you as an individual and just kind of letting it out. You know, obviously make sure that consent conversation is had beforehand, what they don't like. You know, some people don't like biting. Some people, you know, like some people want to get bit hard enough for their skin to break, right? It all depends on the person.
Thing.
It's a thing. But with that being said, you got to know who you're dealing with and what they're into. So,
you know, I don't know. Maybe this year I want to get into the psychology of why people like the kinks that they like. Because why would you want your skin broken into?
I mean, it's passion, you know? It's like, why is a football player like to run into a dude at full speed, you know, like, you know, another grown man at full speed? It's what you're into.
And that needs to be studied.
There you go.
Let people know where they can find you at.
Yeah. You can follow me at master_radiant on Instagram. I'm also starting to get into my OnlyFans bag. It's mostly flogging videos and stuff like that. I'm also working on my website, Radiant Reverie. So I do massages. It's my massages are at least as good as my flogging, you know, and that's pretty good. So yeah, you can find me in these places, and if you come to Baltimore, meet me at Black and Kinky. Meet me at pretty much Black and Kinky is the main place I'll be at. So yeah, see me there.
And you know where you can find me every week, every Tuesday right here. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and maybe I'll see you at a live show. Holla. And if you look at the camera, these are Halloween nails. We record this episode in October. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That was fantastic.
Yes.